You are the last dragon, you possess the power of the glow. Leroy takes off with the chick. They go back to her apartment. She gives him the medallion back. So now he's got his medallion back. He was so stoked whenever she was going to get it out of her room, you know what I'm saying? He was just too happy to have his medallion back. You guys remember Shogun? Shogun! He's back again, okay? And he directs his pizza straight to Daddy Green's pizza. He's like, where's your son at? Leroy, dad, you know, he's like, I don't know where he is, and even if I did know where he is, I don't think I'd tell you. You can go fuck yourself, you fucking Gene Simmons looking fuck. His hair looks just like Gene Simmons, what the fuck? He doesn't like that very well, you know, he's like, you're not sure if you'd tell me if you knew, huh? He says something like, well, when you see him, tell him I'm all broken up, and he like karate chops the shit out of this table and like chops it in half. And all of his dudes just start trashing the place. They break all the windows out, like on the door and everything. It was insane. Moments later, Leroy comes into the shop, just destroyed, just tarnished. He goes into his dad's shop and he sees everything's just all fucked up. You know, I gotta do it now. I gotta fucking find this guy. He's definitely after him now at this point. Basically, Lauren invites him to the studio where they shoot her show at, and she's got this giant, like, Bruce Lee, like, video up, just this big compilation of scenes of him fighting and stuff, and he sees a part from the Chinese Connection where Bruce Lee disguises himself as, like, a telephone operator, or, like, a telephone repairman guy. He infiltrates the bad guy's lair, basically. Mr. Leroy sees that on the screen, you know, he's like, that's a perfect idea. All I gotta do is just wear a disguise. Why didn't I think of this the entire time? You know what I'm saying? Perfect. Genius. He's pretending to be a pizza man, basically, to break into some dumb guy, the fucking fortune cookie place. He bullshits with the three guys that were acting like asses earlier, and I don't understand how they don't recognize this guy. It was literally the dude that was here 3 hours ago, you know what I'm saying, trying to get in. They, like, tell him, alright, yeah, you can see the master, make him walk outside into the street, and then they shut the door and lock it. And they're all just like sitting in there laughing and shit, you know, they're like, oh, we played that motherfucker, you know, we got his ass. All of a sudden, boom! Bruce Leroy just kicks through the door, you know what I'm saying? He's like, where's the master? And he grabs the dude and he's like, where is he? And all this shit. And he's like, the master isn't real, basically, you know, he's like, we made him up to sell fortune cookies, you know, and they open up this door and it's just like this machine shelling out fortunes and making fortune cookies. It's just a machine. It was a robot. Leroy goes back to his master and he's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, basically the master's like really short with him, you know, and he's like, you'll find the master in a place that you've never looked before. Okay, so Laura gets kidnapped yet again. Eddie also has Leroy's little brother. Leroy comes down there to get him back, and it's just like this fucking like, there's probably like 12 to like 20 guys just like standing around him in a circle, you know. And Eddie Arcadian's like, let the games begin! They all start coming towards him. Leroy's taking them on for a while. Like, he takes down a bunch of them at first. But then this big guy comes up and him and some other dude are just like slamming him and double teaming on him and hitting him with chains and shit. And then all of a sudden, all of Leroy's students come out of nowhere and just start helping him out. It's badass. There's like this huge, like 50-man brawl on screen, and there's just people fighting everywhere. There's this little kid that kicks a bunch of ass too. He's pretty tight. Okay, so Eddie escapes with Laura, and Leroy is just hot on Eddie's trail. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Shogun! The Shogun of Harlem. That's right, he shows up. He like pushes these doors open and shit, and he steps into the room, and he's like this fucking giant, like 8-foot tall guy, and they're just coming towards him, and they start to fight. The Shogun has this really strange, like, super bright glow just, like, generating off his hands and, like, off of his entire body, basically. He's dunking Leroy into the water over and over, and he's like, who's the master? You know, the whole time he's having, like, flashbacks, and he's, like, sitting there thinking of who the master really is. Like, he's actually, like, putting some thought into the Shogun's question. He realizes that he was the master the entire time. Whenever Shogun pulls his head out of the water for the last time, who's the master, you little bitch? Leroy's just like, I am. He gets the glow. he starts whooping that ass. He is kicking Shogun's ass all over this bitch. He beats the brakes off of Shogun, and he's gone. He's done. Eddie Arcadian pulls the gun on, he points the gun at Leroy. He like shoots the gun. It looks like Leroy just like gets shot in the head and fucking falls back, and he's dead. And then just as Eddie's leaning over and see like the damage of the bullet, what he just did, Bruce Leroy rolls over and he's got the bullet in his mouth and he's smiling, he spits it out, whoops the piss out of Eddie Arcadian as well. He basically like chains him up and he's like hangs him from these chains, and Eddie Arcadian's just like hanging there, just waiting for the cops to come. And then Laura's like looking for Leroy, she can't find him anywhere. He fucking did his ninja vanishing, disappearing act again. He's gone. Okay, so we're at the end of the movie, and Laura, she's doing her DJ thing. Out of nowhere, Leroy comes walking in, and she sees him at like down there at the bottom of the stairs, and then she just like runs to him, It's just like this big sentimental moment. What can I say? It's an amazing movie. The Last Dragon, definitely badass martial arts movie. All I can say is if you haven't seen The Last Dragon, definitely go check it out. Badass movie, badass 80s movie, badass martial arts movie, just a badass movie altogether. So, once again, Scott86, go check out The Last Dragon. Definitely go buy that shit. If you don't have it and you're a martial arts fan, definitely go out and pick it up because it's definitely worth a watch. Once again, Scott86. I'll see y'all in the next episode of Scott86's Random Movie Reviews. Peace. You are the last dragon. You possess the power of the glow.